John Muir once said, "The mountains are calling and I must go." I can relate to that when it comes to the Great Smoky Mountains. It seems that I'm always called by the refreshing views and interesting history. For those that love the outdoors, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park offers a variety of enjoyment, from camping and hiking to photography and relaxation. The park is a place that my family and I enjoy exploring, and we have a few places we like to visit which are filled with beauty and some remarkable stories. I would like to share with you some of the history of the park through three of our favorite places: Newfound Gap, the Wolper Sisters cabin, and Cades Cove. Newfound Gap is a landmark we always visit when we are in the Great Smoky Mountains. It sits right on the state line between Tennessee and North Carolina off of Newfound Gap Road, which is the only road that crosses the park connecting Gatlinburg, Tennessee and Cherokee, North Carolina. After traveling the winding roads and driving through the tunnels built into the sides of the mountains, you can reach the top. At the top of the summit, there's a breathtaking view, and on a clear day, you can see for miles. Though it is a wonderful place for a photo, Newfound Gap is not just a beautiful spot, it's a place filled with history. According to Wilma Dykeman in Jim Stokely's book, Mountain Home, it was at Newfound Gap on September 2nd, 1940, President Franklin D. Roosevelt dedicated Great Smoky Mountains National Park for the permanent enjoyment of the people. A rock wall memorial sits at Newfound Gap to mark the occasion, and as I watch my children climb the wall and enjoy the view, I am thankful for the work and dedication put into preserving this park for the people. The Smoky Mountains National Park is a place that always feels like home to us when we visit, but it was truly home for some of the hardest working and toughest families. One such family, the Walkers, has left its mark on the park. According to Rose Hawk's book, The Wolper Sisters of Little Greenbrier, John and Margaret Walker had 11 children, 7 girls and 4 boys. The boys married or left home, while one daughter married. The other girls lived with their father on the farm and ran the homestead on their own after their father died in 1921. Those remaining girls became known as the infamous Wolper Sisters. When the land was formed into the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the sisters were paid for their land and given a lifetime lease, which allowed them to live on their homestead for the remainder of their lives. The Wolper sisters lived a fairly primitive life together in Little Greenbrier until their deaths, the last passing in 1966. The sisters were known for their hard work performing laborious duties usually performed by men. Before their passing, the sisters were known to welcome and feed any guests that were visiting the area. The Walker family's cabin still sits in Little Greenbrier, an area between Weir's Valley and Gatlinburg. Today, visitors can hike an easy winding trail to the old homestead that was built in the 1800s and still stands as a testament of hard work and hospitality. The last place I would like to share with you is Cades Cove. Once inhabited by many families, Cades Cove was a typical mountain community nestled in a valley of the Great Smoky Mountains. Today you can take an 11-mile scenic loop scattered with farmlands, cabins, churches, and even a gristmill. As you walk through the old homesteads, you can get a feel for what life was like for these early mountaineers. The variety of wildlife you may encounter include white-tailed deer, wild turkey, coyotes, and on occasion, even a black bear. There were many hiking trails that lead to hidden treasures off the loop. One such treasure can only be found in the early spring when the daffodils are in bloom. During the construction of the national park, the Civilian Conservation Corps set up a camp in Cades Cove near the Missionary Baptist Church. According to Charles W. Maynor's book, Churches of the Smokies, evidence of this camp's location appears each spring with daffodils planted to read, Company 5427, in 10-foot tall letters. From the road, this looks like any other field of daffodils, but if you hike a little closer, you are able to see this bit of history. Because of its abundance of sights and stories, Cades Cove is always a must-do for our family anytime we are visiting the Smoky Mountains. In conclusion, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is a place filled with beautiful sights and plenty of history. Newfound Gap, the Wolper Sisters cabin, and Cades Cove are just a few of the places that have both. From the start of the park in the 1930s and 1940s, the families that left behind their legacies, to the bits of history that are still left for us to view today, the park has something for almost everyone. For our family, the park is a place that feels like home and a place where we always see something new and learn a bit too. We love to visit the Smokies, and we take every chance we get to answer the call of the mountains.